Hello and welcome to the final program walkthrough. We'll be breaking this program up into two separate parts. To start, go to Blackboard and copy the testcard.cpp file and paste it into your code editor. In between the first set of lines, declare your card class with the following public members. You need your default constructor, a method to set the face value and suit of the card, a method to return the face value of the card, a method to return the suit of the card, and a method to display the description of the card. We need two private members, one to store the face value, and a character array to store the suit. For our default constructor, we set our face value to a random number between 1 and 13. We generate a random number between 1 and 4. And we use the string copy underscore s function to copy the appropriate suit into the suit member. For our setCard method, we check to make sure our new face value is between 1 and 13, and if it is, we set our face value to the new face value. Then we check if our new suit value is equal to any of the suits. If it is, we copy our new suit value into our suit member. Otherwise, we set the suits to hearts. For our getFace method, we just return face. And we do the same for our getSuit method. For our displayCard method, we use a switch statement using our face value, and we output ace if face is equal to 1, jack if face is equal to 11, queen if it's 12, and king if it's 13. Otherwise, we just output the face value itself. Finally, we output what suit the card is. At this point, we can test our card class, and we can see we get all of the output that we want. For part 2, we want to copy the assign10 file and paste it into our code editor. From the part 1 file, we want to copy our card class and paste it near the top of the file. From the bottom of our part 1 file, we want to copy all of our methods and paste them below our main function. At this point, it's a good idea to get rid of your part 1 file. Inside of main, we want to implement our game logic. First, we'll want to create a deck of cards object and call it deck, and a card object to hold the currently drawn card. We then want to initialize all of the state variables for our game. One for the player currently taking their turn, which we will set to 1. One for the total value of all of the cards the player has drawn on their turn, which we will set to 0. One to hold the number of points to be awarded to the current player, and 2 to hold the current points that each player has, which we will set to 0 as well. Then we need to set up a while loop that executes as long as the deck is not empty. First, we will display the current player taking their turn, and reset the current card total to 0. Then we need to set up a for loop that keeps track of the number of cards drawn, which will range from 1 to 3 cards. We need to check to make sure that they have not drawn more than 3 cards, that the current card total is less than 21, and that the deck is not empty. We will set the currently drawn card variable to the top card of the deck by calling the deck's draw method, and we will print out a description of the card. Then, using a switch statement that uses the card's face value, we will add 11 to the current card total if the card is an ace, 10 if the current card is a jack, queen, or king, and whatever the current card's face value is for all of the other cards. And we will print out the current card total after every card drawn. Once the player has finished their turn, either by drawing 3 cards or having a card total that equals 21, or if the deck is empty. Next, we'll check to see if the current card total is less than or equal to 21. If it is, we'll set points equal to 10. If the current card total is equal to 21, we'll set it to 15 instead. Either way, we'll display a message congratulating the player and giving them their points. If the card total is greater than 21, we'll set points equal to 0 and display a message saying the player busted. And we'll put in a visual break at the end of their turn. Then, depending on whose turn it is, we will award that player their points and switch players. Outside of our while loop, once the deck is empty and the game is over, we will output player 1's score, player 2's score, and declare the winner. If we go ahead and run it now, we can see player 1 ends with a score of 45, player 2 ends with a score of 60, and player 2 won. These numbers will be different if you're on a Mac or using a different compiler, but if you followed along this far, you should have the correct output. Thank you for watching, and good luck on finals!